Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is Isaac, and today I'm going to help you assemble your double bin rotating composter. Before we get started, make sure the model number of your composter is listed in the description below. This video will follow the steps outlined in the assembly manual that comes with your composter. So if you've already begun and need help with a specific step, check the description below for a timestamp associated with each step. There are steps in this assembly that require 2 people, so make sure you have at least one other adult available to help. Before we get into the assembly process, let's take a look at the tools you'll need to complete the job. You may want to pause the video now so you can gather the supplies shown on the screen. Also, you may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, be careful not to over-torque or over-tighten the hardware. This video is meant to be a companion to the assembly manual and not a direct replacement. So for the best results, have the assembly manual on hand as you complete the build. It is also crucial that you refer to the assembly manual to review the safety instructions of this build to prevent serious injury or property damage. All right, let's get started. Take all 4 of the panels labeled D, B, T and line the holes in the metal disc with the holes in the panel, securing with hardware through the square holes. Take a panel labeled DBV and on the opposite edge of the hinge, add a panel connector piece. If this step is difficult, try using a mallet to hit it in place. If it's still difficult, try using some non-stick cooking spray. Take a panel labeled DBS and on the edge closest to the impression, connect it to the previous panel. On the panel with the hinge, add another connector to this edge. Take a panel labeled DBT and add it to the connector, making sure this hole is on the same edge as the hinge. Where the other 2 panels meet, add a connector. On the other edge of the panel with the hinge, add a connector. Add another panel labeled DBT to the connector, making sure the hole is on the same edge as the hinge. Where the 2 panels meet, add a connector. With the drum oriented like this, add a connector to this edge. Add the panel DBU to the connector, making sure the holes are all on the same side. On the two remaining edges, add the connectors. On the inside of the drum, at the top of each seam, add a connector piece over the divots and secure the hardware. On each of the corners, add a cap, making sure these lips go under these tabs of the caps. The easiest way to do this is to place the bottom two tabs under the lips, then using a Phillips head screwdriver, apply downward pressure on the third tab to get it around the lip. Repeat all the previous steps for a second drum assembly. With your drums oriented like this, add an aeration tube through the metal plates. On the drum on the right, add the connection sleeve to the aeration tube, making sure the holes line up. Once the holes are lined up, insert the hardware, making sure it's oriented like this. Add 2 spacers to the connection sleeve. Then slide the connection sleeve into the aeration tube on the left drum. Then add the hardware using the previous method. Before moving on, make sure the hinges on each drum are on the same side. Take a locking pin and remove the cotter pin and spring. On the leg that says front, insert the locking pin into this hole on this side. Once it's halfway through, add the spring. Push the lock pin all the way through, compress the spring, then insert the cotter pin. Using a pair of pliers, flare the ends of the cotter pin to lock it in place. To make the next steps easier, we're going to place the drums on a table. Add a spacer to the leg, making sure this notch goes around the locking pin. Then add the leg to the aeration tube of the left drum. It'll make things easier if you get the locking pin into one of the bottom two holes. Line the holes in the leg with the holes in the tube and secure the hardware oriented like this. Repeat the previous steps for the other leg, inserting the leg into the aeration tube of the right drum. The only difference is you'll put the locking pin into this hole. Slide the two cross tubes together, making sure the two little holes line up. Then secure the self-tapping screw. Place the cross tube in between the legs, add a front leg on the outside of the leg, line up the holes, and secure the hardware. Now go ahead and lift the composter onto its feet. On one of the drums, connect the alignment tabs to the side panels, adding the hardware in this order. On the front panel, add the latch hook oriented like this. Repeat these steps for the other drum. On one of the lids, slide a washer over the hole and under the locking mechanism. Place the handle in the front, making sure to line the holes in the handle with the holes in the locking mechanism. Then secure the hardware. Repeat these steps for the other lid. Add the lids to the drums by sliding the hinges together. The composters come with an indicator clip that you can put on the handle of the drum that has the older compost. Thank you for watching this video on how to assemble your lifetime double bin rotating composter. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other amazing products at lifetime.com.